Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. It's a gorgeous morning here in Florida, and you know me, I'm out here to get a little morning sun in my face, feet in the grass. Life is good. Life is good. Got up this morning, and you may not know this, but there's one publication that I consider my go-to source of all reliable health information and nutritional guidance. It's great. It's great to have a trusted source that you know that you can believe whatever you read. And I won't keep you in suspense anymore, but I will tell you that my one source for definitive nutritional guidance is Food and Wine magazine. You heard me, Food and Wine magazine. Now, of course, I'm being sarcastic, lest you think I all lost my mind. But I saw an article this morning in Food and Wine magazine. Now, it's obvious to me that Food and Wine magazine relies on people who eat a lot of food and drink a lot of wine to keep them in business. And you can tell that by the advertisers. And what's amazing about Food and Wine magazine is half the advertisers now are frigging drug companies. What better place for the drug companies to advertise than in a magazine that caters to people who not only poison themselves, but go out of the friggin' way to poison themselves? I mean, it's just too ironic, don't you think? And the reason I'm talking about this today is I ran across this article in Food and Wine magazine. Now, I don't read the magazine, but this article was presented to me in one of these Google News feeds. And I had no idea it was Food and Wine magazine until I clicked on it. And the headline, and I'm paraphrasing now because I don't have it in front of me. The headline says, the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control. That's the government, for those of you who don't know what it is, recommends these 4 foods as having the most dense nutrient score. And I said to myself, well, surely they're talking about meat. They have to be. There's no food on the planet that has a nutrient density score greater than meat. Could it possibly be that the CDC has just ignored meat completely in dealing with their so-called nutrient density score? Well, let's find out. So, we're going to go back in the studio here where I can show you this article. We can go through it on the computer. I think you'll find it as absurd as I did. So, I'm going to turn it over to Mitch in the studio. Mitch, take it away. Why, thank you, Mitch. Must be nice being outside there getting all that good morning sun and bare feet in the grass. So obviously, you know, I was being tongue-in-cheek when I said that Food and Wine magazine was my most trusted source for nutritional information, but it was referenced on the Google News feed that I get. Why am I not surprised? I got it this morning, and the headline said, "These are 4 of the most nutrient-dense vegetables to add to your diet, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control." When it comes to plants, the first thing that crosses my mind is that the word nutrient-dense might often just mean more anti-nutrient, poison, lectins, oxalates, glyphosate-dense vegetables. These vegetables were on the list that the hospital gave me to stop eating because they cause kidney stones. And yet, here it is, Food and Wine magazine. Food and Wine magazine is telling me, and I won't bore you through this whole article. I'll put a link to it. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video in case you think you might want to see for yourself. But basically what they're talking about is leafy greens. Absolutely the worst. And it starts out by saying you may have heard recently that watercress is considered the healthiest vegetable, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Watercress is the healthiest vegetable. And you, of course, immediately made a mental note to add it to your grocery list as a result. But watercress isn't for everyone, and it can be tricky to find in some stores. Putting this leafy green out of reach for some. There are people in this world that are suffering from a watercress deficiency. We need to do something about that. But know this, the CDC has also flagged powerhouse in quotes, vegetables for their high nutritional value, giving you options to choose from. These include Chinese cabbage, also known as bok choy, Napa cabbage, and tatsoi, chard, green beans, and spinach. Yes, my friends, eat more spinach like I did and suffer from kidney stones like I am right now. While these don't match the perfect 100 over 100 nutrient density scores, and here we are giving scores to foods. Are these the same scores that Tufts University came up with when they said that Cocoa Puffs are an 80 and a fried egg is a 10? These people have lost their minds. I don't know what reality they're living in, but they are not trying to pass kidney stones today like I am, evidently. And then they go on and describe what a nutrient density score is. They give the watercress 100. They give the cabbage 91.99. The chard, Swiss chard, is on the list. Beet greens, spinach on the list of highest oxalate foods that cause oxalate poisoning and kidney stones. Now, what do these vegetables have in common? I'll tell you what they have in common. They all make you sick. But they say these vegetables are all leafy greens. Leafy greens are well known for their high nutrient density, meaning they provide a significant amount of essential vitamin and minerals per calorie. Okay, and then Kathleen Moore, RDN, a nutritionist at The Ohio State University of Wexner Medical Center, says the amount of vitamins A, C, and K in Chinese cabbage, chard, beet greens, and spinach set these foods apart. Yeah, in addition to the amount of poison, you can get all the A, C, and K that you need in meat. And you won't need that much C if you don't eat all this poison, because that's pretty much what the C is needed for, to help the body Get rid of the poison that comes in most plants. Now they're talking about, now we get a lesson in what's the difference in all the different kinds of Chinese cabbage. Oh, just don't notice the preponderance of advertisements flashing everywhere all over the screen. Nothing to see there, folks. That's not the reason that they want you to go to Food and Wine magazine and read this article. What serving sizes should you aim for? It is important, I love this, it is important to aim for 3 to 5 servings of vegetable a day and 2 to 4 serving of fruits a day, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. A serving size is typically 1 cup of raw leafy greens or a half cup of cooked greens. And I think that was it. And I think the rest of it is all advertising. So my friends, we're nowhere near there yet. The public awareness of our message of what carnivore can do for you is so far out of the public eye. And even with the national attention that public health has gotten lately, even mentioned in the course of rallies in the election, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. going out there making big speeches, they still aren't talking about the health benefits of red meat. They're talking about plants and spraying plants with insecticides and glyphosates. That would be a good start, but they're still plants. They still have poison in them. We should still be eating red meat. I'm bitterly disappointed when I look for that message at anything above the level of this little YouTuber and others like me, just sitting here railing against the reality when Food and Wine magazine promoting the consumption of virtually every thing in the world that's bad for you gets front page billing on my cell phone in the Google News feed with an article that says, these are 4 of the most nutrient-dense vegetables to add to your diet, according to the CDC. That's my little rant for the day, and maybe one day it will stop. Don't fall for it, my friends. Don't fall for it. You're going to find nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing of use to you as a carnivore in any food or fine dining magazine, period. That has to be written out of your life like so many other things. No good advice there. With that being said, thanks for watching. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.